My name is Ava. I am young, beautiful, and full of dreams. But dreams don't pay the bills. I learned that the hard way. I grew up in a poor neighborhood, watching my mother struggle every day to put food on the table. I promised myself that one day, I would escape that life. I wanted luxury, comfort, and freedom. But life doesn't hand you those things easily. I moved to the city when I turned 18, hoping to find a good job and make something of myself. I worked as a waitress, then as a receptionist, then at a clothing store. The money was never enough. Rent, food, and bills ate up my paycheck before I could even think about buying something nice for myself. I saw other girls wearing designer dresses, driving expensive cars, living in high-rise apartments. I wanted that life. Then, I met him. His name was Daniel. He was rich, older, and charming. I met him at the restaurant where I worked, serving him drinks while he flirted with me. One night, he left a $500 tip on the table with his business card. When I called him, he made me an offer: spend the night with him, and he'd take care of me. At first, I was disgusted. I wasn't that kind of girl. But the money, it was more than I made in a whole month. One night with him, and I could pay my rent, buy groceries, and still have money left for myself. I told myself it was just one time. But it wasn't. After Daniel, there were others. Wealthy men who were willing to pay for my company. Some wanted dinner dates, others wanted more. They took me to 5-star hotels, fancy restaurants, and expensive boutiques. They bought me jewelry, designer clothes, and perfume. For the first time in my life, I felt like I belonged in this world of luxury. I told myself I was just being smart. I wasn't standing on a street corner like some desperate woman. I had standards. My clients were rich, respectful, and generous. I was in control. Or so I thought. The deeper I got into this life, the harder it became to leave. The money was addictive. I stopped working regular jobs because they seemed pointless compared to the thousands I made in one night. But there was always a price to pay. Some men were kind, but others were cruel. They saw me as an object, not a person. They didn't care about my feelings. Sometimes, I left a hotel room feeling empty and disgusted. But I told myself it didn't matter. I had what I wanted: money, designer bags, fine wine, and silk sheets. But at night, when I was alone, I asked myself, is this really what I wanted? I told my friends I had a rich boyfriend, but I never let them get too close. No one knew the truth. I kept my dirty secret locked away because I was afraid of judgment. One day, I met a man named Ryan. He was different. He wasn't rich, but he was kind. He treated me like a person, not a prize. For the first time in years, I felt something real. But how could I tell him the truth about me? Would he still love me if he knew? I stood in front of the mirror, dressed in a silk gown and diamond earrings, looking like the woman I always dreamed of being. But inside, I felt lost. Luxury had a price. And I was still paying it. I don't know how my story will end. Maybe one day, I will leave this life behind. Maybe I will finally find real love. Or maybe I will keep chasing the illusion of happiness, drowning in silk and gold but never truly free. This is my dirty secret. And now, it's yours too.